There you go.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to RBCM at Home Summer. My name is Jenny Arnold, and I will be your host for today's program. We are joined again today with Anu Shant, and she will guide us through sensory play through making Play-Doh. Chris will put into the chat and the comment section all the supplies that you will need. And if you don't have the supplies with you right now, that is okay. You can re-watch this video later and join along. Before we get started, I would like to acknowledge the land in which I am joining you on today. I'm currently at the museum, and the museum is located on the traditional territories of the Lekwungen-speaking people, Songhees Esquimalt Nation. I am an uninvited guest here on these lands, and it is my privilege and honor to be able to work, live, and play on this beautiful land. I am continuously learning about this land and its history, and its living culture, and I encourage you to do the same. Today, I am joined again by a very special guest, Anu, who is an educator in fun-based learning, which includes school programming, summer camps, and also has a passion for arts and crafts. And today we'll be making Play-Doh, which is my entire childhood. There was always Play-Doh nearby. I don't know how I acquired it, but everywhere I went, there was always Play-Doh and always kept me entertained and engaged. And even when I worked with students and children in after-school care, Play-Doh was always the go-to medium or the thing that everyone could agree on that we could stay focused and engaged for a long amount of time. So I'm very excited to learn how to make them. So hello, Anu.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our second video for the sensory play once again. And thank you, Jenny, for being always with me there.
Definitely. We're so excited to see how to make Play-Doh. Last month we were with you and we made slime, which was, I think, the easiest recipe to follow and the smallest amount of ingredients. And I still have my little piece that you gave me last time at home. It's wow. So much fun. So I'm excited to learn and to see how we can make some Play-Doh. So let's get started.
Let's go on. So for Play-Doh, as you know, the ingredients, we just need 4 ingredients mainly. The flour, any flour, you can take all-purpose flour, wheat flour, anything what you have. And salt, little bit of salt, like just 3/4 spoon. And water, oil, water, we are going to take little lukewarm if possible. Otherwise, if your child is going to make, we'll go with the cold water. That's just fine. It's just that we take warm water. It makes the dough quickly very soft, and you can start playing right there. And mixing the color also gets easier. And paints, you know, any paint which you have at home, you can use. Even I have brought all stuff my home, whatever it was there. So don't waste your money. Grab the stuff, what all you have. Let's begin now. Let me bring you down to show what we are going to do.
And remember, Anu, you just need to turn off the virtual background. Oh, yeah, there you go.
I did. Thank you. He's always there to support. Thank you. Okay, so take any bowl, and then you're going to start with the flour first of all. As I've told you, any flour, whatever is available at home. Take the big scoop. Like your kids go for the big scoop of ice cream. Go for the big one. Is this white color visible, Jenny?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay.
And so you're saying it doesn't matter the type of flour that you use?
Yeah. It really doesn't matter. You can use all-purpose flour or you can use the wheat flour. Anything goes good. It's just upon the availability, what you have at home. And after adding the flour, I'm going to add in some salt. It should be almost 3/4 of the cup which you have taken for the flour. But yeah, I just have a rough idea, so I'm using it directly. There you go. After adding the salt, we are going to add in some oil. And the purpose of adding oil is it works like a preservative. It lasts longer. And here at this point, you can, before adding water, you can either add in some essence like vanilla essence or, you know, the Kool-Aid sachets we get. It adds a color and a nice fragrance to the Play-Doh. And if you want, you can add in any baby lotion as well, any baby lotion which is available at home. So you can add the paint right now, but I'm not going to add it because I will be dividing it into 2-3 parts, and then we will add the paint in it.
And so you were saying like adding like oils or smells to that. So that is a great way to add another element of sensory play, not just the textile and the touching, it's also the smell of it.
Exactly. And remember, it's a non-toxic soft clay-like substance that comes in different colors, and especially it's different from slime because it's non-sticky form and it can be used over and over again. Nowadays, we use it for playing, and it's a great fact that 20 years ago, the purpose of using Play-Doh was not same. It was used for cleaning the wallpapers. It used to be clean everywhere, all wallpapers and all, but don't use now. This is for your kids, don't use for your wallpapers. Now we are going to add in some water. Water we are going to add little by little. I've added roughly half cup.
Is that similar to the slime when you want to add it gradually so it doesn't just affect one spot of the Play-Doh?
No, the water quantity, you can measure like 1/4 of the flour quantity, what you have used. Instantly you can add in, because we don't want it to be the sticky or a runny dough. It should be a little tight. Slime, if it is sticky, it's good because the softer, remember I told you the softer the better, the more stretchier it is.
Yeah.
This Play-Doh, we don't want to be more stretchier. It should be the sticky one. Just keep mixing. And when you see the flour turning like this into a ball, just press it and see if it turns into a ball. This is the right consistency, what we need. Let this extra flour be at the side. What we are going to do is we are going to knead. You know how we bake our cookies and we prepare the dough?
Yes.
That everybody knows. When we were small, my mother used to bake cookies or something. Her cookie dough used to be my Play-Doh.
What is the biggest difference between like Play-Doh and just dough? Is there really a difference? Except for one you should play with and the other one you should bake and eat.
Yeah, there is a big difference. Actually, the one we bake it is a little sweet and does not have so much salt in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And don't worry, this your baby won't eat. It's too salty.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. And at this point, if you feel it's very sticky, you can just add a bit of more flour. If you feel like it's too tight, you can just add a bit of water. And see, we're just going to knead it to get the right consistency. Right dough, I'm saying again, means that which does not stick to the bowl. See, if I'm pressing, it's not sticking down. It's just coming off easily. Look.
Yeah.
It's just not coming off. It's not sticky at all. So now, there you go. This is our dough here. So what am I going to do right now is, as I've told you, I'll be making 3-4 colors dough. So we'll just divide it. If you have some rolling pin at home, if you love baking or making, chapatis like in our families we do, you must be having the rolling pin at home too. You can just roll it.
And has this been a recipe you have always used, or is it a recipe you've tweaked and changed as you've been making it usually? Or is this a tried and true way to make Play-Doh?
I used to make this Play-Doh a lot at home, and I think this is the finest recipe which lasts longer and is the one which you can make with a scratch. You don't need specific ingredients. Some people make Play-Doh by cooking the flour. Some make using some extra glue or something. But I found that this is most safest if your child somehow, eats also. And they do. You know that this is a big fact. So it's not dangerous at all. It's totally not, there's no chemical in it. It's totally good. So usually at home, what I do, I love adding food coloring. So this time it was out of stock. So I brought the paints. So at home, if you're making for a child who is under 6 or 7, and you believe that the child might eat it, so you should go for the food coloring.
Definitely. That's good to know.
Yeah.
You want to make sure it's safe. So especially like the recipe, there's nothing in it that would be harmful. It's really salty, so that would probably stop them from wanting to eat too much of it. And also, yes, for the food dye, definitely. I also see that we talked about before that you could put color in if you want to do one color, but we're doing a bunch of different colors. So making the dough and then coloring them in small chunks can really help you have a diverse Play-Doh collection.
Yeah, exactly. You can have more colors. And right now, you can see I'm dusting it into dry flour because my Play-Doh is little bit sticky. And now I'm going to mix in not the food colors. I'm going to mix in the paint, the regular paints which your kids use at home. And this will be more liquid, right? So I want to add little extra dough and the liquid, which is paint, so that it stays balanced.
Definitely, that's something to think about, that if you're adding more liquid and you want to have the same consistency,
Yeah,
you need to add some flour to make it even out. Yeah.
Looks like, to me, this looks like that chocolate, liquid chocolate for the syrup for the cookie. Isn't it looking yummy?
Yeah, but don't eat it yet. Don't eat it.
Don't eat it. Don't go for our words, please. So we're just going to pick, press in. And remember, you should have some dry, this flour underneath so that the paint, if it leaks out, it does not turn sticky. So now your child is going to have a good exercise, because for mixing the color, you just need to keep on squeezing in your palms. Now it looks like the Oreo cookie color.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's bake it. Salty cookies.
And so do you have a first memory, or the first time you remembered playing with Play-Doh, or a specific sensory play experience?
Oh yeah, of course. That's what at my house, my mother used to do a lot of dough kneading, at home for baking the stuff at night. So I remember once she gave me a little extra, because I was the one who always used to cry for that, give me some to play. So I remember that, yeah, that was the first thing when I started playing with it, and I really liked it. I was like, I felt a little calm. And after playing it, I felt like my full energy is now done. I don't want to play more. I'm done after 2 hours. And my mother was so happy. Since then, she started giving me every day. You can have your dough and go on.
That's true. So it made you happy, and also it made your mother happy.
Yeah, exactly.
Good all around.
Yep. How about you?
I think I used to play a lot outdoors as a kid. And so we used to build a lot of, we would stack a lot of stones on top of each other. And I remember liking to learn to actually to skip rocks, and that just textile of feeling all the different bumps and the smoothness, and trying to find the smoothest, flattest rock I could find. And that was probably my first experience trying to like the textures of in the environment. I know we're going to make something with natural history, so that kind of reminded me of that as well.
Oh.
And from this compared to slime, so Play-Doh versus slime, is there a different type of sensory or just experience in general between the two?
Oh yeah, that one works on fine and gross motor both skills, and that's little sticky, and it tells you how to act quick. Remember that sticking thing, quick. This one is like you need patience. Softly. This is good, I think, for the young children, and because it's a modeling compound, especially used by the young children for arts and crafts. This is the best thing, much better than slime. It does not stick to you on your hair. You don't need any specification for that.
Definitely. I remember you telling us that it may feel sticky, and now you just gotta go real quick, and all of a sudden it will go into a ball, but this will stay into a ball.
Yeah. But once slime is on your clothes, it's really difficult to take it off. This one is easy to go.
Perfect. And I see, so we have brown, green, and pink. Ooh. Yeah.
Just showing in case, you can, and if you want, you can keep it plain white as well. That also looks good.
Yeah. And I know there's a lot of different accessories, I would say, for Play-Doh. There's
Yeah.
different tools and stuff you can use, but just using it with your hands is also really good. When I worked with an after-school care with the little kids, I would sit by the kids playing Play-Doh, and I'm like, I feel like I'm being more entertained by it sometimes, just rolling it in circles and being like, I made a snake, roll it in like a spiral. Now it's a snail, and it's just the creativity of it, not just even making it, but what you can do with it after, which I think is also a big difference between slime and Play-Doh. Is Play-Doh you can make more objects with it, when slime is very just the feeling of it, where Play-Doh you can create more things. But you did a great example of showing we can create an ocean scene with slime too.
Yeah. And you can use anything what you have at home. As I told you, you can roll with the rolling pin. You can use your cookie cutters, as I do. You can use your cookie cutters to cut the shapes, any cookie cutter what you have. And you can use your knives and forks to make designs on it. It's like really nice. So one I'm going to keep playing and show you. While making, the platform looks really messy, but once it is done, it's not messy at all. It stays like this forever.
And you're working also on, is there something below you as well? I think there's a sheet so that all the paint and stuff that's on the table, it's easy to clean if you have like a piece of paper or anything on below first.
Like this, I've kept a piece of cardboard. But otherwise also, you just dust it a little more with a dry flour, just rub it and see it comes off quickly. It just comes off from the surface.
Yeah. And do you have any suggestions? Because I've worked with, I know you're working with paint right now, but with food coloring, sometimes the food coloring gets into you get your fingers dyed. So would you suggest maybe wearing gloves during this specific process, or maybe the adult mixing in first and then the child can continue on? What would be your suggestion for that?
I think that's why, I always do with the food color and with the washable paints, because that's the easiest one. It does not stick to your hands at all. If it does, keep that alcoholic or non-alcoholic wet wipes at home. It just quickly goes off with that. It won't stick.
Good.
Yeah, that's the easiest way to just remove it. So now, as you can see, the Play-Doh is done. So the next thing I'll show you, if you can roll it, you can cut it with a knife or with anything, bring it on the surface, because we don't have the time to clean it now. Clean the surface later. So see, I've got these things like the cookie cutters. You get such things with the ready-made Play-Doh molds as well. But the ready-made Play-Doh does not last long. It dries out. And we get these rolling pins.
It's always a great idea to find the things you already have around the house that you could use to play with it, especially with this specific recipe. There's nothing toxic in the Play-Doh. So if you get a little bit on the cookie cutter and if you just have to wash it after, then you can use it. So it's very important to recycle or reuse the objects you already have in your house for objects like this, like playing.
See, this is the one where here what you could do, this rolling, it really helps in increasing the fingertips movement. When we are facing hard time, our kids cannot write well in the school. Same thing was with me, with my younger one. She was not able to write or have that good grip of pencil. So we got suggestion from her ADHD specialist that you should use the Play-Doh at home and give her this kind of pins. When they hold and this grip comes, they need to press hard and move. And that really builds this muscle a lot. Within, I think, 2 or 3 months, she was able to write really well. She got that grip. So this Play-Doh is like an amazing thing for me.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I didn't even think about that can really help with those basic skills of holding a pencil, playing with Play-Doh, that grip strength. I've been practicing hard trying to use chopsticks this last couple of years, and it's a different type of muscle to use, and I'm getting better because it's just practice and gaining that muscle.
Yeah. See, your child can roll it and then you can make it into any shape.
beautiful.
Now we'll choose something really small.
And what's great about Play-Doh is that you see you cut out something, there's a hole, but you can just roll it all in a ball again and flatten it all out again if you wanted and create a bigger one.
Yeah. It's same like, the cookie which we make at home, we bake cookies, but it's good to teach kids, from starting itself, it's nice. They feel so confident and you can have little helpers with you.
Yes. And like you're showing right now, you made a cut, you didn't like it, you can change it. You can re-roll it out. There's a lot of, it's very forgiving, Play-Doh. You can retry and problem solve.
You see now after getting done, it's not even sticking on the surface. See, it's all clean. It's not even sticking, it's super soft. And the colors, if you have food colors, that gives the best color to it. And I think that's really the most safest, because if a child by mistakenly puts in the mouth also or swallows, that's just fine.
And on the list of supplies, we said an airtight container. Is that so that it will last longer? Would you suggest that they all are in different containers, or all of them together would be fine in separate balls?
Flour actually dries quickly when it comes in contact with the air. So normal flour also, though we have this oil in it to make it more softer and does not dry quickly. But yeah, if it is not in an airtight container, definitely it will dry and there will be hard patches on top. And if you want to store together, yes, you can go for it. You can put in the same box and store them. The color won't mix together.
Perfect. I know that was some of the biggest stresses is when they all mix together. Because these are very in balls and separate, it's quite easy to
exactly.
they're separate.
So as we have less time, I was going to just try to build some base for our natural history forest.
Perfect. Yes, we have about 5 more minutes. So yes, so you still have a little bit of time to make that.
Try, yes. Let's assume this is a grass.
Yeah, I love how the colors turned out.
Yeah. The more you play with it, the more darker it will turn, because the color gets spread evenly on every side. So just keep patience. Don't feel like that we did brown color and it didn't come. If you play for 15 minutes, 10 minutes, the whole dough will turn brown.
It's very similar to when you're talking about when you add the paint, you need that liquid to the flour, you need to have that balance. It's something to think about also with color, that when you're adding the color to something that's already a light, like white color, you need to maybe add a little bit more than you think, because that white color will lighten up the color you use. So it's all about the balance when creating things.
Or the best way is, if you're making only one color, you can mix in the water itself. So that will give it an instant color. What I do at home, I mix with the water first of all.
Oh, so the water's already a color. I didn't think about that. Yeah, that's a quick hack to use.
Yeah, so your dough won't turn white instantly. It will turn for the color which you're looking for.
Perfect.
To me, it looks like, we're spreading some ice creams.
Yeah.
If you're a foodie, you see everything in food shapes.
It's very true.
Okay, now let's make the sand a little bit pink also.
So this is a forest scene leading up to the ocean.
Yeah.
We could almost have the slime from last time beside it. It's like, oh, now we're going into the ocean.
Yeah. Let's try to make a bit of small natural history forest, though what museum has is commendable. It's amazing. No comparison to that. Let's put some animals to play here. Fake ones, but still.
And like last time that we said, even if you don't have the specific creatures that you're looking for, imagination is such a powerful tool. So like last time we had little spiders, we said maybe they were crabs, maybe they were this. There's all different ways that you can think about it.
Of course. See, these all toys I had at home, my kids had these toys. So I just brought them all together to show in the natural history, see, looks like a small forest they're standing in, but a colorful one.
Yes.
Imaginative one. Children would love such colorful forests as well, because they are so imaginative. Their imagination is developing. Let's give them some wings.
Exactly. And I really like the little container that you're putting them in. It's almost like you could, if it had a lid, you could continuously play with it later. It's in an airtight
Yeah.
container, then open it, and here's your little diorama again.
Exactly. And this is what we look for. Every time your child has its own Play-Doh, you can create something different. It's just like, a simple thing we created in few seconds. And the child, everybody more than us, I think kids have creative skills. They are more imaginative. They create much better things than us.
Yeah, the imagination is such a powerful tool, and being able to vision a scene and create it with Play-Doh and then with toys you have at home, there's a lot of problem solving and inquiry, like thinking about problem solving, all that stuff. Yeah.
And now I'm putting the fence so that our animals don't run away.
Very important.
Just to tell them this is a playpen. You need to be inside here only. Yeah. And again, like slime, everything can be removed easily. Nothing's gonna get wasted. Just remove the stuff and you're good. All good. There you go.
Oh, that is amazing. Thank you so much, Anu. We have about 2 more minutes left. So if there's any questions or comments that you have for Anu, please put that in the chat or Q&A on Zoom or in the comment section on Facebook Live. And as we wait, would you like to just show us a little bit closer up what type of animals are joining us in our forest scene today?
Can you see them now?
Yes, I see we have a horse.
Let me make it straight and then I can show you. There you go.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, so we have a horse. We have an elephant. We have a bunny rabbit, a koala,
squirrel, and a deer.
And I see there's also a sign in the corner that says, like, to beware of.
Beware, there's a lion.
There is a lion.
Yeah, there is a lion. Just behind the tree.
And so now that we've done Play-Doh and we've also done slime, is there another type of textile sensory play that we haven't had a chance to explore this summer yet, but something else that you would suggest?
Yeah, there is one more. It's called as Oobleck. We make it with corn flour. It has only 3 ingredients and it's super quick to make. It looks liquid, but when you touch it, it's solid. When you pick it up, kinetic sand, it flows from your hand like kinetic sand. It does not stick, does not stain. If you throw it on the floor, you can pick it up back and put it in the bowl. Though it looks like a liquid, it's like a magic play.
Wow, that's really cool. I'll definitely have to check that out. What's it called again?
It's Oobleck.
Oobleck. Ooh. Yeah. I love those things when it changes. It's almost like magic. It feels like it changes before your eyes.
Yeah, it's amazing. The more you play with it, the more you feel good because it's a sensory play and it calms you. You feel so good. It looks like a liquid and kids again keep touching it. Oh, I'm touching a liquid. Why my hands are not getting wet? What's happening? And it's amazing.
Yes, especially another sensory thing is like the sight of that happening. Yeah. It's in your hands, you can feel it, maybe you can smell it depending on what the ingredients are in it, and then also it's almost magic in your hands. Yeah. And you feel like your brain is playing a trick on you, but it's actually science.
Yeah, exactly. And I love making blue colored. It looks to me like a sea, and when you touch the water, it is not water. It's hard. You pick it up like kinetic sand. It's amazing.
Definitely. Well, we are at the end of the program today. Thank you so much, Anu. Is there any final thoughts or anything that you would like to say before we end today?
Yeah, of course. The last thing is keep the oil handy with you whenever you take out the Play-Doh from the box. If the play is little hard, add just few drops of oil, smash it and start using it. And thank you so much for being there. Special thanks to Jenny and Chris. You both are awesome.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us again, Anu. It's always a pleasure to work with you. And thank you everyone who is watching on Facebook and on Zoom today. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope to see you next week as well. It is our final week of RBCM at Home summer. So look forward to that. Until then, take care of one another and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye, everybody.
Goodbye, everyone. Have a good day.